I gotta talk about some things today. It wasn't my intention to talk about some stuff like this, but it is what it is. I was actually working on a video for this idea, so you guys can get sort of a rough draft of this. But we used to be better than this as a society. We used to be better than this. Do you guys remember a time when a film or a TV show or a game came out and there was an understanding that you're going to give people some time to engage in this media? You're going to give them a month, maybe 2, maybe 3 months. We're not going to talk about it. And if we do talk about it, what do we say? We put spoiler alerts, we do spoiler tags. You make a review, you say, hey, this is the part of the review that's going to have spoilers in it. Or you put in the title, this is a spoiler review or spoiler-free review, right? We used to let people know. So that way they could also engage in the media without, it being ruined for them. I think we're at the death of the spoilers age. We are at the death of the spoilers age. And now we're seeing is people maliciously wielding spoilers to just score some sort of ideological point against their opponent. All of this preamble is really centering on the fact of recently I've become aware that people have been spoiling the ending to Saros. If you guys aren't aware, Saros is a game by House Marquee, who have done Returnal, and Saros just came out April 30th. Like as of this stream, as of this recording, April 30th. That was 2 days ago. This Thursday, that was 2 days ago. And there are people spoiling it, intentionally spoiling it, like specifically talking about the end of the game. And now I have seen people saying that these spoilers in Iron Man dies at endgame, fucking banned. But I've seen people talking about this online so far. And it's, of course, the usual suspects. So I'm going to show you something that's not a real spoiler, but this is just to give you an idea of what they were doing. To be fair, weaponized spoilers were things back in 2000s. Yeah, but I wouldn't say they were as prevalent as they are now, because now they're doing it with maliciousness. Like here's what I mean. Like here, this screenshot from Saros is 100% fake and AI. It's not in the game, nor do Nydia and Kayla even cross paths ever. What a disgrace to spread this around doing the devs at Housemarque a disservice lying on their beautiful story. So this never happens, right? This never happens. And we see it again. We have recent point gang, or people who do not play the games are calling liars to people who actually play the game. Anyways, the sun's forever. Just got both endings of Saros, absolute banger. And shame to all those losers on here flooding every Saros post with fake spoilers. No, Arjun doesn't get cucked by Kayla with Nydia. Nice try. And then you got to be a real son of a bitch to spoil a game's ending just because, ooh, it's woke. And on top of that, they got the ending wrong because besides being sons of bitches, they're dumb and hysterical. And so, like, this is what I'm talking about. There is a difference in spoiling something because you're like a troll, and then going to this step where you are not only lying about something, but you are now creating whole fiction using AI in order to have a certain viewpoint against the game that you either weren't going to play, or a game that you find ideologically against like your stances. Like, to me, it's insane that we have people who are using AI to push out a fake spoiler of a game that just came out 2 days ago. And what's their angle? Oh, lesbians. That's it. That's their beef. Lesbians. That they, from what I'm seeing, They made it up. They have created something to be mad at just by using AI. This is something that does not happen in the game. And if you've been like me, who's sick in the head and following these people along, this is the same thing they did with Ghost of Yote, where they were saying that at the end of Ghost of Yote, Atsu ends up with a woman and they raise a child together, and that's a sin against humanity because they're queer, whatever. Not only is that not a sin, but it never happened. I thought straight dudes like lesbians. Nah, dude, not since 2016. Everyone hates everything now. But like, they are out here creating whole fiction about games that are quote unquote woke to them. And woke just means anything based on a reality they can't deal with. And you have people who are going out of their way. I didn't show it here, but one of the people was Endymion, right? And Veridark. These are the same people who do this shit all day, every day. They have to create this again, fiction, just to sell something, just to sell you on anger, just to sell you on anger, sell you on rage. It is always Endymion. It is always Endymion. That's their output. It's, oh, this game is woke. This game has a brown person. This game has a lesbian, so they don't like it, so they hate it. All these people who had sudden empathy about Pragmata, about wanting to be a parent, now are like, actually, because you know what happens sometimes when you're a parent? You raise a kid who ends up being queer. All this love and empathy they had for that Pragmata apparently instilled in them goes completely out the window when it's about a loving relationship with someone who happens to be queer or minority of some kind. Where was it? Yeah, here we go. Docu disaster. We're sick of this crap. The LGBTQ ending in Saros is hilariously bad. It's what is when is like the most woke game? Saros' story is a woke disaster. And like I said, luckily, this isn't as bad as it could be because people actually like Saros. And it's made by a developing company that people respect. But they literally are trying to force this. Because I think if you go to Endymion, right? I didn't watch this video. I know I said that. Sony bet everything on this, and PlayStation fans are sick of it.
The audience for this sort of thing, you know, the ones highly polished, usually third-person perspective, story-driven third-person shooter or an action game with that polishable part.
Yeah,
it was if at this time anyways.
Look, a basement dweller losing myself. I say this with all compassion I can muster. Touch grass, YouTube chuds. I promise it's change your lives. Be the kind of guy your wife would look up to. Yeah, I can totally get locked in this guy's basement. Why do we hate good games nowadays? Oh, I will tell you in a second.
Sony could do no wrong. Then, as I'm sure you know, something shifted in the PS5 generation as well. Everything just became more diverse, but not in the best ways. And I started to notice that
not in the best way, and he's fucking showing Ghost of Yote.
Every single PlayStation 5 exclusive game pretty much was doing something similar. They were all collectively pushing similar concepts that have done nothing but really alienate their core audiences.
This is Spider-Man 2.
So I've been playing Saros. I'm at the end of the game myself. I will spoil the game's ending later on in this video, and I'll let you know when I do that, but it won't be right now, so just relax. But I've been playing it. Funny enough, the game also glitched during the final boss encounter, so I had to exit the game and I lost my entire run progress, which was, you know, great. Anyways, it took me somewhere around 12 hours. It doesn't matter which Sony exclusive I'm playing anymore, unless it's Astrobot, then every single Sony PS5 exclusive is just doing the same thing. What do I...
Oh, but what's the same thing? What do you think, dear viewers? Do you think he's going to complain about diversity?
I mean by this? Well, Saros is a lot like Spider-Man 2, Last of Us 2, Ghost of Yote, and many more. It's a game that just refuses to kind of get out of its own way and keeps looping back to the same core problems that also keep plaguing almost everything that Sony is making these days from a first-party perspective.
What's the problem?
I'm gonna fully admit, when it came to Saros' gameplay, it is excellent. Its music and its sound design are top-notch. The loop of dying and repeating is gross when it comes to the gameplay or anything like that. There's a standard that is constantly being met, which is that all these games play and sound and look very good. Spider-Man 2
Okay,
in the same exact spot.
What are you complaining
that every
about?
other PS5 exclusive and some PS4 games do as well, and it is the story and the characters. The entire time I was playing Saros, I kept thinking to myself, wow, this game looks
Is Saros protagonist a hairy white guy? No, Saros protagonist is Raul Coley.
great. Its gameplay is fun, and I love the sound design with my headphones on. And every time when I would die and then be ripped from that, and in this area, like Hades and such as well, you can then speak to the NPCs, every Sony. Instead, these stories, they feel like an afterthought to an otherwise great game from a design perspective alone. The elevator pitch here is that Saros is about a guy named Arjun Devraj, who is a part of like a space colonization group named Echelon, which is funded by a mega called Carcosa. Because on Carcosa, the Jin, however, forces himself into this Echelon program, not because he girlfriend or wife, I guess, who's also on the same mission, whose name is Nitya. So Nitya is like a scientist engineer. Anyway, the game starts and Arjun is on Carcosa already, and you meet his fellow Echelon members. There's an old Asian guy with a bald head and glasses named Tak. He's the pilot of the group. He also goes by they, them pronouns, which just feels completely out of place for an elderly Asian man to go by. Then
here we go. It's diversity. He's upset at pronouns. They, them pronouns in the game. Big tough gamers upset at they, them pronouns.
An old Asian guy with a bald head and glasses named Tak. He's the pilot of the group. He also goes by they, them pronouns, which just feels completely out of place for an elderly Asian man to go by. Then there's a leader of the group whose name is Sheridan, who's played by the same voice actor who played the main character in Returnal. That's Housemarque's previous game. She's also, unsurprisingly, a nothing character. And then there's Kayla. That's your tech girl, who honestly doesn't actually provide you with any tech at all. Instead, Kayla just kind of cries a lot and doom pills the group because they're never getting off Carcosa, I guess. And none of these characters are interesting, and that is sort of the problem with Saros. But it gets worse than that too, which I'll get into later on in the video when I speak about spoilers. For now, what matters is that Saros at its core is a game where the gameplay is very good, the sound design is amazing, and the world design is great. But when it comes to the actual gameplay side of Saros, yes, Housemarque knocked it out of the park.
So one thing I hate about Endymion, which is a lot, is he has some of the worst fucking editing you will possibly see. Just listen to this. Listen to this.
But when it comes to the game where the game about spoilers,
for
now, what matters is that Saros at its core is a game where the gameplay is very good, the sound design is amazing, and the world design is great.
So he says the gameplay is very good, the sound design is amazing, and the world building is very great, right? Or world design is very great. Now listen to this next sentence.
But when it comes to the actual gameplay side of Saros, yes, Housemarque knocked it out of the park.
What kind of transition is that? Hey, the gameplay is good, the music's awesome, and the world building is great. But when it comes to the gameplay, they knocked out the park. Yeah, you just said it was good. I'm not watching this whole video because this is to prove the point. We can just let me just see here. Let's just look at. I'll summarize the video. I will not show it on screen so in case you will get spoiled. But I'll summarize the video for you. So. The story is derivative of the King and Young supporting cast is unmemorable. The creator notes that the white characters are conveniently sidelined or removed from the plot. Hang on, let's see this. Let's see this part because this is the main crux of his argument right here. Right here.
Album that I saw in Saros too. This isn't really a spoiler because it's so early on in the game, but anyways, what I noticed in Saros is that every single character who is white-skinned is wiped out from the game story. Literally, the first thing that happens in the passage when you first enter it at the beginning, Sheridan.
This is the shit I'm talking about. This is the shit I'm talking about. These are the same people. These are the same people who will go, you guys focus too much on race and representation. As long as the game's good and fun, what does it matter? What does it matter? And then the second it happens to someone who happens to share the same skin color as them, oh, it's a big deal now. It's a huge complaint. Wait, all the white people are gone. Yet when people notice that games come out with no black people, it's like, well, why should the developers have to do that? Why can't you let developers just make the game they want to make? It's the same logic. It's the same logic they use when it comes to Hollywood casting for roles. And if it's a white person being cast, it's like, well, clearly they were the best person for the job. It's a meritocracy. But when a non-white person is cast for a main role, it's clearly they're fulfilling some sort of DEI, some sort of affirmative action agenda. What the fuck does it matter? You're playing as a brown man in Saros. You're playing as Raul Coley. Okay? He's not white. Why the fuck do you care if some side characters who you said in this video are nothing? If they're not memorable, why do you care they got wiped out? Oh, because they're white. Like, that's the long and short of it. It's because they're white. Whenever you see people like Endymion or Veridark or whatever try to give sort of criticism, understand that their lens of critiquing is purely racial. It's bigotry. If, oh, there's queer characters in the game, I'm going to hyper focus on that. Oh, there's a white character in the game, but I can't play as him. We're going to focus on that. But God forbid a queer person says, hey, there's not a lot of queer representation in this game. Then they're complaining they want to make everything woke and ruin everything. If I point out that a lot of video games, even to this day, have a stunning lack of decent black characters, they're like, oh, you people aren't happy with anything. But oh my God, one game that they're playing this year doesn't have white people as a supporting cast. Boo fucking who? Welcome to how it's been for literally everyone else who wasn't white or straight, where we've also had to play games where we either aren't there at fucking all, or we are like side characters. Like, let's talk about, since I'm in a spacey mood, Mass Effect. Mass Effect, you can be any person you want to be. But as far as the built-in characters, there's one black character in the Mass Effect series. Jacob. That's it. As far as the supporting cast go, oh, well, Captain Anderson, you can't play with Anderson. As far as your supporting team goes, you have one black person. You have one black person. The rest are like white or alien. You have one black person. One black companion. Same thing as Starfield. One black companion. If I were to make a video talking about the lack of black people in major AAA games, I would get called, oh, look at this tourist, this LARPer, this fake fan, I'm not a real gamer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But this bitch can talk about how we're sick of white people not being everywhere. Like, you're racist. It's pure racism, and it's cope. It's cope. It's pure racism and it's cope. And then you look at his audience, right? And it's, yeah, I'm done hearing about the angry lesbian genre. I'm so glad I left Sony behind. That's not a genre. You show me the angry lesbian drama and I will give you my wallet. I will open up my wallet to you, okay? This genre doesn't exist. Sony should rename the PlayStation to the gay station at this point. Woke slot baked in an otherwise good game, which means non-binary, like Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, The Last of Us 2. Yeah, because The Last of Us 1 wasn't woke at all. I saved so much money by not playing good games. You are like, it's so fucking like predictable, dude. Like, PlayStation is becoming a hole that can't be filled. Meanwhile, people who are actually playing the fucking game, 87% on Metacritic. 87 on Metacritic. 8.1 user score. But these people who go out of their way to tell you how much they hate minorities, and they'll tell you how much they hate idpol, which is identity politics, but will always view things through idpol. They will always view things through idpol. When a game comes out and it has black people or queer people in it, these motherfuckers will pounce on it. They will pounce on it unrelentingly. And someone actually asked me earlier as to why these people hate good games. They hate good games because good games are reflective of ideologies they do not hold. Like, that's it. That's simply it. It is reflective of a world that they are afraid of and ideologies they do not like. Because you see all these great games. Imagine proudly admitting you won't play Spider-Man 2, The Last of Us 2, Alan Wake 2 because of black people or queer people. Like, you're telling me, big tough gamer, that you cannot play a game that has gay or people or minorities in it. Like, you're a fucking child. And like, look at this. This is Vera Dark, right? Look at the kind of content she puts out. When she can have people of color on the cover for failures, she will do that. She will do that. As Philion lead writer hates gamers, black person on the cover, Intergalactic, which has nothing to do with what's happening. There's no new data on Intergalactic, mind you. Look at gamers boycott over Sony DRM checks. Why is the lead from Intergalactic on the cover? Intergalactic hasn't come out yet at all. Anytime she talks about PlayStation, it's Intergalactic. Like that's it. It's Intergalactic. Oh, Fair Games just put the black person in the front again. Like another modern slop, let's put the black person in front again. Anytime these people can have minorities on their thumbnails, they will do so with impunity. Like they will always have minorities in the covers. Every single time. This is fucking Starfield. And look, the person they put in front is a creative player who happens to be a minority. So they put him on the fucking cover. They always do this. No matter what. If they can put a visible minority on the cover, they will do that. That's it. Ubisoft student 4 weeks ago. Ubisoft student to oblivion, and they still have Yasuke. They can't just have Ubisoft. They have Yasuke. Crunchyroll DI consultant roasted. Remember I did that video with Chibi reviews. Look who they use in the cover again. This black woman. They could have used anyone else, but they put a black person up on there. They will always lead with idpo. Always. Look how often she's done Harry Potter with Black Snape. We have so far. Oh look, Starfield, another black person. We have so far. If I just look at Snape on the front thumbnail, you have Harry Potter trailer ratio. So you have one video of Snape 3 weeks ago. You have 2 videos of Snape 3 weeks ago. You have 3 videos of Snape. So 1 month ago. 3, 4, 5. Every time I mention Harry Potter, it's Snape. 5 videos of Harry Potter, and the updates are what? People not liking the trailer. Internet dunks on Harry Potter. I don't give a fuck if Harry Potter does well, but you see the pattern. Every time they do something, if they can put minorities on there, they will. 100%. No matter what. And if you're a visible minority, they will put you on there. Oh, look at this. Look, Aphelion. Massive flop. Sony stands insists that DRM snars and true. Once again, look how they're using Intergalactic. Intergalactic hasn't come out. Sony has fully abandoned, is fully now anti-consumer. Once again, they're using Intergalactic. The game has not come out, but she's a bald-headed black woman. So they will consistently put her on every thumbnail. And I want you guys to notice something really important. Look at the titling of their thumbnails. Most AAA gamers are corporate slop. That is Dawn Walker, right? And then it's Intergalactic being used for Sony. And then it's the Aphelion, right? Let's go back to Vera Dark's page real quick. We have the Aphelion post right here, right? Aphelion again also. We have Sony DRM also using the lead from Intergalactic, right? And then I believe she also did the same thing for she covered the Dawn Walker, because they all do the same fucking thumbnails for the same story. Look. Devs reject corporate AA slop. Corporate AA slop roasted by Blood of Dawn Walker director. It's the same fucking videos. It is the same videos. They do the same exact thing. It doesn't matter if it's her, if it's Dr. Disaster, if it's in Demon. It doesn't matter. But look, Aphelion Expo, another taxpayer-funded game, flops hard. This person doesn't understand how art is created. None of them do. They think if the government helps fund a creative endeavor, that it's it's tax fraud. And he's using an AI of the game. What about this game? I'm going to ask you guys a question. What do you think it is about this game in particular? I'm going to show you someone's face right now. What do you think it's about this game in particular that they weren't talking about before, but now suddenly are? This game that released that no one really knew about. Well, I knew about it because I follow Don't Nod. But let's look at one of the lead characters. Now, why do you think they are suddenly interested in talking about Aphelion when, if you look at their history, they have not discussed this ever. Ever. But now, suddenly, within 2 days, they're all focusing on Aphelion. Why? Because it's a black woman, you guys. That's why. It's because they're black. It's because it's a black character. That's why. You have all this, and within 2 days, you've made 2 videos about this game. Modern Walking Sim peaks at 219. This isn't anything new. This isn't anything new. She spent a bunch of time covering Code Violet, right? She's made no coverage on this game except for now when it's failing. Games do bad all the time. We always say this. Games do bad all the time. But these people have such a hatred for minorities that whenever a game that no one was actually checking for flops, they will run to the computer, turn on their camera, go to Twitter, read off Pirate Nation tweets, hit fucking print. That's it. Reloaded. They're like, this game fucking flopped. And it's like, dude. Reloaded African artifacts, not racist, the game. Like it's and look how much coverage they got. Why? Because the game had black people. The second a game has black people in it, if the focus is about black people, black history, these people lose their fucking minds. They lose their minds. They cannot tolerate blackness. They can't tolerate anything. Everything goes out the fucking window. Suddenly, black people in games is a sin. Suddenly, bad games haven't existed. Only now, because of modern woke audiences, are we getting bad video games. How many of you guys even heard of Aphelion? And you just not heard of it today? Exactly. You know what other games are coming out too that you probably never heard of? Alabaster Dawn. That's coming out this month. Thick of Thieves. That's coming out this month. Spacecraft. That's coming out this month. Coffee Talk Tokyo is coming out this month. Yoshi the Mysterious Book. That's coming out this month. Bubsy 4D. That's coming out this month. Lots of games come out. Not every game gets coverage. You guys probably know that 007's coming out, right? And yes, Don't Nod games are always niche. Yeah, they popped off with Life is Strange, but did you guys play Tell Me Why? I did. That's also Don't Nod. No one's coming for that. Like, Don't Nod released a bunch of games. They released Vampire. They released other Life is Strange games. They released a ton of stuff. Remember Me, one of their first big games. Not every studio. Like, this would be like trying to look at this game by Double Fine. Double Fine doesn't release fucking AAA big budget games. Their biggest title is like Psychonauts. And even that's low key niche. But they will go after independent companies, small companies. They will go after them with such veracity because they dare make a game that they're interested in. Like, what happened to, again, letting game developers create the games they want to create? Everyone talks about how everything is slop, corporate slop. It's mandated. And then you see companies like, you know what? We have a passion we want to put out. We want to put out this game that we love and we worked hard for. We're going to put out South of Midnight. No, you can't put that out. It's about black people. That's woke. You can't do that. It's too woke. You can't do those games. No. You can have passion products and make the games you want, but they have to be the games that I want you to make. Put more as Endemian's issue with fucking Saros says there's not enough active white people in it. There's too many queers maybe in this game. Make the game that only has white and straight, please. But you can make the game you want. Unless it's from Japan. Like, they're complaining about shit like, oh my God, we're being wiped away. Dude, your favorite game, Crimson Desert, you play as a white dude named Cliff. A game from Korea. You star as a white person. White people will always be in games, dude. The fact that not every single game is made specifically for your taste is insane that you're having a problem with that. You guys can't let anyone else enjoy anything. And that's kind of going back to what I was saying earlier about these spoilers. They can't let other people enjoy fucking anything. The fact that you're enjoying something that they don't enjoy is tantamount to you attacking their worldview. You can't play Aphelion because it doesn't have a lot of people on Steam. It's a flop, you guys. Games are flopping, therefore you can't play it. But we're also going to complain that games are all the same. Endymion in his very video talking about how all Sony first party games are the same. But when there's a game not like that, wait a minute. Minorities? We can't have that. But I'm also going to complain to you guys that AAA gaming is dying because it's all homogenized. But don't you fucking put out a game with a black lead. Don't do that. Don't make South of Midnight. Don't make a game about a culture that doesn't often get looked at. Don't do that. Make another Modern Warfare game, please, actually. So I can complain how people don't iterate. Because I like to complain. That's the secret. Hi, I'm an anti-woke gamer. I just want games to always be bad in my eyes, so then I can make an infinite money stream. These people do not like video games. I do not care if they stream it all day and they play it all day. There is no love for video games as a whole. It isn't. There's no fucking way you can ever convince me that people like Endymion or Vera or Smash JT or Grums or any of these people love video games. Because they do nothing but spread negativity to profit off of it. That is it. They want to hide behind its veneer of, oh, I'm actually a game reviewer. No, you're not. You're a whiny loser bitch who couldn't hack it as someone who was actually creative. So you have to go out of your way to make sure people are miserable. So people will give a fuck about what you have to say. That's it. That's how it's always been. Nothing they say has any validity to it because everything is made through the lens of how can they get the most money from their video? How can they extract the most value from this? Oh, let me just shit on everything. And then if I do like something, I'm going to do it in comparison to something I hate because I'm incapable of just liking something. Conversely, if you critique something I like, you're a tourist. You're a fake. They won't play Spider-Man 2 that still has a white Peter Parker in there because now the black Miles Morales is getting a bit more attention. And there might be, oh my God, a pride flag somewhere in New York City. Who would have thought? That alone puts them on edge. They won't play Alan Wake 2 because you also play as a black woman. You still get the white guy. Alan Wake is still very much important to the story. But wait a minute, there's a black woman. Never mind. The Last of Us 2. Wait, I'm playing as this gay character who's always been gay, and now she's being gay while being gay gaily? Oh, no. I can't have that. Oh, and then there's another gay character named Abby who's definitely not gay, but my perception of women is they have to look a certain way, otherwise they're automatically lesbians. Oh, now she's in this game too? It's so girl boss. It's so woke. Even though the head of the Fireflies was a black woman who's the most important group in the game and who Joel was effectively working for. But it's woke now because our main masculine character is not there anymore. And we can only play games if we're playing as men. I'm a straight guy and I will only play games that have men in it. Big, muscly, bearded men. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant big booby women. I meant women with big giant boobies because I'm a straight man. I'm not questioning things at all. I like women, but not in my games. Last of Us 2 became the biggest target and not up. Yeah. Again, these people don't like video games. Like it's so apparent. They will proudly tell you how many games they're not playing because it's too woke. I'm a big tough guy. I'm a big strong gamer, but there's too many girls kissing. And as a straight man, one thing I hate more than anything, women making out. What do you mean Joel dying to was necessary for the entire predictable plot point to hide the fact that Joel was a selfish asshole who doomed the world? It's the teenage lesbian's fault. Also, white incels seem to have this weird obsession with cosplaying out of the races like Japanese and sometimes even black for people who shot white supremacy, left pretending to be not white. Yeah, they hate themselves. Like, it's hatred for yourself. That's where a lot of this comes from too. You hate yourself. You don't want to see black people or non-white people in media because you hate yourself. You hate yourself so much and you're so fearful that the thought of someone else getting any attention drives you insane.